Hey, thanks for stopping by. Today is March 25th, 2026. This is a live demo actually of our software, no slides. With that constraint, you can kind of see over here that I have 2,400 games for the MLB to my personal calendar. I sent them to our API gateway. We did that by using a command. That command is simply this command here, create@calendarsnack.com. Now, how I would prove that is I have a fully decorated calendar invite server schedule up and running on the server here. It is talking to our APIs and it's displaying all this good information. Now, how would you know this here is mapped to the calendar invite server in the cloud under AWS? Well, the only thing I do from a demo perspective is prove it. And the way I would prove it is by updating some information here, send it back to the gateway, it ETLs it, it stores that information in the Dynamo database, and then we go get it via the APIs redisplay here. More importantly, though, our APIs are able to send out calendar invites. So part of our secret sauce is that even after we map this information off a personal calendar or business calendar to the calendar invite server itself on AWS we built, that information then generates a REST API calendar invite button, and they're displayed on these pages here. So when someone like Mandy comes by and puts in an email address, they click one button and get a calendar invite. So let's just prove that that works to y'all. And what I have here is Mandy's email address here at the top. The organizer has shared it with Mandy in a promotion, and the promotion persona is professional sports. And she comes by, puts her email address in, and she wants to get a game calendar invite for this game here. So she hits a button there for 6:10. She hits another one here for 6:10. So she sent three of them. She sent out Guardians, Giants, and Padres. You can see one of them already came in. I'm going to go ahead and pull up Mandy's email box here. There's all three of them. You can see that that's a live theater demo. That's Mandy, Mandy@techvader.com. Mandy@techvader.com is the same email address as up here. So all that's working live. That's good news, right? Live demos are important. And what I'm going to show y'all is we're going to collect data now. Mandy's going to say yes under the persona. I'm going to these games. And the important thing here is here we're collecting this data in the back in the reporting engine. So anybody downstream that goes to these shared landing pages with schedules, in this case here, we're going to track that information for Mandy. That allows us to do numerous things in promotions. But for now, we're going to keep the demo simple. You can see that those have been sent out. Now, the only way you would know if I can actually update this information is I'll need to actually go into a particular event. So let's go downstream here, upstream. Mandy accepted this for June 10th. You see this over here to the Padres versus Cincinnati. So let's go here to the 10th to the organizer's calendar over here, which again, that's a personal calendar with the 2,400 games. This person here is thought of as the organizer on the calendar invite server because their data now has been mapped to the calendar invite server itself. So let's go into the Padres. You can see the Padres here. And you can see that it was sent to the calendar invite server. Mandy went by in the test. Mandy went by and got a calendar invite off the calendar invite server landing page, the schedule page. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change this, taking on the persona of the organizer. I'm going to say, I'm going to change the content in the content container in the Dynamo database in the calendar invite server by just updating this calendar invite for this particular game. And that I will show you that that content on the schedule, the MLB schedule on the calendar invite server, will update itself. So stop by booth 786 for a free gift. They should be stopping by for a free gift. It's free. Hello. Again, just a demo. I just sent it out. So it's particularly for June 10th. I just proved that by going back to San Diego. Here it is here. I said stop by booth 786 for a free gift. Confirmed. And what's going to happen here is the data downstream or upstream in the Dynamo database, knows that Mandy already got a calendar invite for that particular game, and it just updated it saying, hey, Mandy, stop by booth 786 for a free gift. So we all know the pipeline's working, but how could I prove the content engine's working over here with the APIs? So what I have to do is go back here. I have to go back for the particular game. I have to refresh it because it is a REST API. That new information sent from the organizer's calendar here for the 10th will be displayed here on this page. I can only do that unless I prove it to y'all. We have to go to the 10th. You can see nothing's there. I have to load the information. It just takes a few seconds. I'm going to load up a bunch of events. It's called a lazy load. It's one of those things in the browser that one of our constraint mechanisms managing 2,400 games in a browser. But it's a minor one in that you can see that this updated calendar invite came in to Mandy over here. It was the Padres for the 10th versus Cincinnati. I'm trying to prove to y'all that this Padre game information that the organizer updated over here on this calendar in the CMS system here in the schedule showed up, and sure enough, there it is. So I just proved to you all that all this stuff is mapped together, and I just showed you all the fact that this does work. 2,400 events, one in the calendar invite server. Somebody can come by, put in their email address, click one button. These calendar invite buttons are REST API. They're all mapped to the UID for the 2,400 games. It's shared by someone like Mandy. Mandy comes in, puts her email address in, clicks one button, gets the calendar invite, and then we update it in the database. We gather all that information, provide that in the dashboard. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the demo here on Wednesday, March 25th.